I'm at the Juul.com website, as you can see in the search engine, Juul.com. And Juul has stepped up the ante even more. I mean, they can't sell other than menthol, mint, and tobacco in convenience stores and gas stations. But Juul took it upon itself to even stop um, selling its products in retail shops. So let me read this to you. And this is a very good move on Juul's part. I would still like to see those nicotine levels brought down under 50 milligrams of nicotine, but still, this is a really good move on Juul's part. For whatever reason it may be, it might be to get in, good with the FDA. Maybe they're figuring out a way to be able to do damage control for their company. It's better for public relations. Um, Maybe they figure they can just make as much money if they sell it from their own Juul website as far as these particular products are concerned. Who knows? Or maybe because they have enough money as it is that they can cushion some of the blow as far as losing some monies in regards to retail shops, gas stations, convenience stores. But according to what I'm about to read to you, Juul is taking even a stronger move. And in a sense, a funny thing is this may very well is maybe they see the writing on the wall through their conversations with the FDA. That may very well happen to all the other manufacturers that are out there. So maybe they're sort of preempting what's going to happen in the future. So this is October 13th, 2018. That's what it says. Juul News. Juul Labs Action Plan. Message from Kevin Burns, Chief Executive Officer at Juul Labs. And this is what he writes. It's in his own words. This is off the Juul website. Juul Labs is committed to improving the lives of the world's 1 billion adult smokers with the ultimate goal of eliminating cigarettes. Let me make this just a little bit bigger. While we have been working to solve that problem, another unintended and serious problem has developed: underage use of e-cigarettes, including Juul. We don't want anyone who doesn't smoke or already use nicotine to use Juul products. We certainly don't want youth using the product. It is bad for public health and is bad for our mission. Juul Labs and the FDA share a common goal: preventing youth from initiating on nicotine. To paraphrase Commissioner Gottlieb, we want to be the off-ramp for adult smokers who switch from cigarettes, not an on-ramp for America's youth to initiate on nicotine. We won't be successful in our mission to serve adult smokers if we don't narrow the on-ramp. Our intent was never to have youth use Juul products, but intent is not enough. The numbers are what matter, and the numbers tell us underage use of e-cigarette products is a problem. We must solve it. So, I was just say something real quick. At least Juul accepts the fact that these numbers are real. I truly believe there is an epidemic, but a lot of you guys out there don't believe it, but you will when those numbers come out. It says, for us to successfully fulfill our mission of helping adult smokers, we must be trusted. And we must earn that trust. That starts with action, not words. Here is our action plan. What we are doing now with flavors: stopping flavor Juul pod sales to all 90,000 plus retail stores. We launched flavors like mango, fruit, cream, and cucumber as effective tools to help adult smokers switch from combustible cigarettes. And we do not sell flavors like gummy bear or cotton candy, which are clearly targeted to kids. These are, of course, their products. Current Juul pod offerings, tobacco and menthol based products. Now, this here where the mouse is at, and this here where the mouse is at, and here, and here. This can still be sold in a gas station and or convenience store. And then they have the flavored products, which cannot be sold inside of uh, convenience stores and gas stations. But they go a step further. However, we are sensitive to the concern articulated by Commissioner Gottlieb that flavors play an important role in driving the youth appeal, and understand that products that appeal to adults also may appeal to youth. As of this morning, and that's November 13th, 2018, we stopped accepting retail orders for our mango, fruit, cream, and cucumber Juul pods to the over 90,000 retail stores that sell our product, including traditional tobacco retailers, for example, convenience stores and specialty vape shops. So even vape shops, they are saying, well, forget about it. Restricting flavors to adults 21 plus on our secure website. And then he does a little video if you want to watch it at their website. We will now make mango, fruit, cream, and cucumber available only on Juul.com, where we are adding additional age verification measures to an already industry-leading online sales system that is restricted to people 21 plus and utilizes a third-party verification. So not only it's not just 18, but 21 plus. That way they're covered with California and the like. They're going to kick in the additional age verification measures, which will be approved by the FDA. And these particular flavors will only be available on Juul.com. To complete an order at Juul.com, users are asked to provide their name, date of birth, permanent address, and the last four digits of their Social Security number. This information is verified by a third party and cross-referenced with publicly available records to confirm the person is at least 21 years of age. And this is very well, this kind of stuff here can very well be what the FDA is about to do with verification system, and maybe even stronger than that, even, who knows. If a user's public records fail to match or they do not wish to provide their Social Security number, they must upload a valid government-issued ID for review by a member of the company's compliance team. And this is basically probably what the FDA is going to do. As far as the Social Security number, you don't necessarily need to submit that, but it is the last four digits of Social Security number is usually the way most companies handle situations. So, you know that's not going to really will not convey any information in regards to Social Security number with just the last four digits. To prevent bulk shipments to those attempting to distribute to minors, online customers are strictly limited to 2 devices and 15 Juul pod packages per month, and no more than 10 devices per year. So they're restricting how many you can buy. So I'm sure they have learned through the FDA that, and maybe even from their own research and observation, that maybe there are people out there that buy, 20 Juuls at once and then sell 19 of them to underagers. By year's end, our age verification system will include additional protections such as two-factor authentication which verifies a user's identity through their phone number and then requires a code sent to that phone to create an account. We'll also add a real-time photo requirement to match a user's face against an uploaded ID. So they are really upping the ante, and this is basically what the FDA's. They're going to do something like this. There's sort of a Juul is sort of illuminating as to what's about to come our way. Our data show that flavors play a critical role in adult smokers' ability to switch from combustible cigarettes, but we must prevent youth access. This is why we are using the strongest tools available to prevent underage purchases on our website, while still maintaining the availability of flavored Juul pods for adult smokers who deserve the best chance of switching from cigarettes. This is pretty much what the future holds for us, not just online, but also offline. And then they give you, all the information. I will actually put this link under the video so you could read it. And so this whole thing here. So they're taking some serious actions here. Stopping unauthorized online sales. So like it says, in addition to monitoring retail locations, we will continue enforcement efforts against online marketplaces that sell Juul products in violation of their terms of service. This year alone, Juul Labs has worked with online marketplaces such as eBay, Alibaba, or whatever, Amazon, and DHK to remove more than 23,000 third-party listings of Juul products on our counterfeits. They are actually in the process of suing these particular counterfeit types of products. Also shutting down social media and ramping up our fight against the third-party accounts. So they're going to be shutting down the social media. And, the thing is, Juul can afford all this, actually, to do all this because, they're $15 billion. And they're going to, focus the marketplace strictly on Juul.com. And if you want to buy Juul products, you'll come to Juul.com only. So I certainly see what they're trying to do here. And then they show you all the accounts that have been removed. Like I said, I'll put the link under the video. I don't want to make this too long. And then they also have this whole restricted distribution system to impose 21 plus and bulk sale requirements. And a lot of this probably was learned from the FDA. I'm sure the FDA, either the FDA learned from Juul and or vice versa. I think Juul wants to really try to save their rear ends, because they really have no choice in the matter. And then they have this whole thing with the Bluetooth devices about to come out. Of course, this is definitely doesn't have an FDA marketing order on it. They would have to go through that process to get it approved by the FDA. Will they do that? I doubt it very much. They'll probably get it denied by the FDA, but they certainly have. They have it. I can't remember what country, but they have it in another market around the world somewhere outside of the United States that they're trying this whole Bluetooth thing on. So anyway, I'll put this, and this is the guy, Kevin Burns. This is the guy. This is good. I mean, this is a good move. I think they learned a lot from the FDA, and maybe the FDA even learned a lot from the Juul and the other 5 manufacturers on tobacco companies that had 60 days to respond to the Juul's to the FDA's request for information. It's a good. I'd still like to see it under 50 milligrams of nicotine, but I have no problem with adults having access to 50 milligrams. If they want 80 milligrams of nicotine, knock yourself out. As far as the adults, and I'm sure the FDA will watch the numbers and see how this works with Juul, and see if it works, and maybe this will become the poster boy or poster girl or poster website for the FDA to apply. Maybe they'll watch it for the next few months or to a year, and if it works on the Juul website, probably the FDA will implement a lot of the measures that Juul has implemented on November 13, 2018. They're really trying to save their company, because if not, they'll be put out of business by the FDA. And they really have no choice. It makes it appear like, well, they're helping out the youth and all this, but they see the writing on the wall very clearly that they're going to be out of business if they don't step up to the plate. And so they have taken some serious actions. If they can deter the youth from getting these Juul products at 50 milligrams nicotine, salt, and over, if they could completely do away with that, at least I'd say at least 98%, then I would definitely support Juul for a adult vaping at a nicotine, salt at 50 milligrams and over. I still think that the long-term effects probably is going to have some problem with these high nicotine salts, but that comes in 10 years, 20 years with research and studies and things of that nature. But like I said, I see no problem having an adult have nicotine salts of 50 milligrams. But they do need to make sure that the youth don't get it, especially those under the age of 18. But even Juul's going for anyone under the age of 21. And so I think Juul's implementing pretty much everything that the FDA has on its table, as well as anything the FDA may very well do in the future. So it's rather interesting. It sort of paints a picture of what the FDA is about to do to us in the next year. But this is a good thing. This finally, I never spoke for Juul as a company. I always speak against Juul, especially because of the high nicotine levels, nicotine salt levels. But this is like the first time when I read this, I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, okay, all right. Let's see what happens in the next 6 months to a year. But if all goes as planned, according to what Juul is, doing here, yeah, I definitely would definitely support, definitely change, as far as the way I think of Juul, definitely change my opinion of them. This is a very good step in the right direction, and hopefully they can bring those levels in regards to youth access and appeal down to close to zero. I don't expect perfection, but at least anywhere from 95%, 98% and under to rid the youth of gaining access to these products. That would be great. And definitely then I could very much support what Juul is doing with their products, that is. So anyway, I'll put the link under it so you could read it and watch the video that he's talking. Kevin Burns is talking, CEO. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.